Good day, and welcome to Bilibili second quarter 2022 financial results and business update conference call. Today's conference is being recorded. At this time, I'd like to turn the conference over to Juliet Yang, Executive Director of Investor Relations. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you, operator. During this call, we'll discuss our business outlook and make forward-looking statements. These comments are based on our predictions and expectations as of today. Actual events or results could differ materially from those mentioned in today's news release and in this discussion due to a number of risks and uncertainties, including those mentioned in our most recent filing with the SEC and Hong Kong Stock Exchange. The non-GAAP financial measure we provide are for comparison purpose only. Definition of these measures and a reconciliation table are available in the news release we issued earlier today. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded. In addition, an investor presentation and webcast replay of this conference call will be available on Bilibili IR website at ir.bilibili.com. Joining us today from Bilibili senior management are Mr. Ray Chen, Chairman of the Board and Chief Executive Officer, Ms. Carly Li, Vice Chairwoman of the Board and Chief Operating Officer, and Mr. Sam Fan, Chief Financial Officer. And I'll now turn the call over to Mr. Fan, who will read the prepared remarks on behalf of Mr. Chen.
Thank you, Juliet, and thank you everyone for participating in our 2022 second quarter results conference call. I'm pleased to deliver today's opening remarks on behalf of Mr. Chen. We confronted immense headwinds in the second quarter. During the period, we steadied our company by bringing users improved products, expanding our content, and implementing further cost control measures. With lockdowns in Shanghai lifted in June, we believe the worst impact is behind us. Importantly, we expected to recover our operating margin in the second half of the year while continuing to grow our users and narrowing our net loss. Our total MAUs reached a new record of 306 million in the second quarter, up 29% year-over-year, representing another exciting milestone. While we remain committed to our MAU target, we are putting additional focus on the quality of users. Looking at metrics such as DAUs and engagement levels. In Q2, our DAUs grew by 33% year-over-year to 84 million, outpacing the growth rate of our MAUs. This brought our DM ratio to 27.3%, up from 26.4% in the same period last year. Daily average time spent was 89 minutes, a 9-minute increase compared with the same period last year. Longer user time spent and high user activity increased our total user traffic, which grew by 48% year-over-year. We believe our growing matrix of products, expanding content library, and the quality-driven growth strategy will strategically position us to continue our growth momentum. Impacted by the challenging macro environment, our total net revenues were 4.9 billion, up 9% year-over-year in the second quarter. MPUs increased by 32% year-over-year to 27.5 million, and our paying ratio was 9%. Followed by a slower April and May, our advertising business rebounded nicely when the lockdowns lifted in June. With increasingly popular advertising products such as ads in story mode, we grew our ad revenue by 10% year-over-year. We expect to continue gaining market share in the second half of the year. During the second quarter, we also put further cost control initiatives into effect. Specifically, we cut sales and marketing expenses by 16% year-over-year. Sales and marketing expenses as a total percentage of revenue decreased to 24% from 31% in the same period last year. Server and brand-wide cost per video views also declined by 37% year-over-year. Other adjustments we made to improve our organizational efficiency included canceling underperforming projects and reallocate resources to core business. We expect positive impact to our P&L will start to show in the second half of the year. In July, we also made some pivotal adjustments to our organization. Our goal was to be more congruent to our long-term sustainable growth. We have integrated the operations of live broadcasting with our video platform and made organizational changes that integrate our commercialization efforts across our content ecosystem, create synergies, and improve efficiency. With that overview, I'd like to go through some details of our second quarter operations across our content, community, and commercialization. We have seen many iterations of the online video space. Ours is the one that has remained expensive and trend-setting. The introduction of our different formats such as story mode, PUGV, live broadcasting, and smart TV significantly boost our signal of all the videos you like, anytime, anywhere. Looking at story mode as an excellent example. The story mode is one of our newest verticals covering users' on-the-go entertainment needs. It is more efficient in distributing video in shorter lengths of time. While video views from PUGV grow 53% year-over-year, video views from story mode increased by over 400% year-over-year, bringing incremental traffic to our platform. This is an ongoing trend that we are seeing throughout the second half of the year. Moreover, story mode presents a parallel commercial prospect as a gateway to different monetization opportunities, such as advertising and live broadcasting. MAU penetration in live broadcasting continues to grow across our user base. In July, we began to fully integrate our live broadcasting and PUGV ecosystems. Over time, we expected the combination of these two ecosystems to result in more efficient traffic execution and allocation, and inspire more content creators to become live broadcasting hosts. During the second quarter, our users primarily gravitated to lifestyle, games, entertainment, ACG, and knowledge categories. We continue to accumulate a massive amount of content through a growing pool of talented creators. In the second quarter, we had 13.2 million total monthly average content submissions, up 56% year-over-year. Our growth stems from our 3.6 million monthly active content creators, an increase of 50% year-over-year. In the second quarter, the number of creators with 10,000 followers grew by 46% year-over-year, and creators with over 1 million followers grow even faster, at 58% year-over-year. Notably, over 60% of the content creators who gained 1 million followers during Q2 was benefited from the fast-growing story mode traffic. We continue to expand avenues to unleash content creators' monetization potential. In the second quarter, over 1.1 million creators received the monetary rewards through live broadcasting, advertising programs, or cash incentive program, up 97% from the same period last year. Turning to our community, we continue to feature robust content that resonates with our users along with a welcoming community environment. We saw this across our user matrix in the second quarter, with impressive year-over-year gains. Daily video views grew by 83% to 3.1 billion, and the monthly interactions grew by 73% to 12.5 billion. As I previously mentioned, the average daily time spent also increased by 9 minutes year-over-year to 89 minutes. Now, let's take a look at our commercialization efforts. Advancing our commercial prospects is one of our leading goals this year. In the second quarter, we continue to convert paying users and improved our advertising efficiency to gain more market share, maximizing our high-quality user base. Looking first at VAS business, net revenues for VAS was RMB 2.1 billion, an increase of 29% year-over-year. We converted more traffic to paying users in the second quarter, driven primarily by our live broadcasting, where we hold unique advantages give this natural extension of our video universe. Despite the challenges of stricter regulations, our live broadcasting conversion rate remained strong in the second quarter. By integrating our QGV ecosystem with live broadcasting, we have created a win-win solution. The number of active live broadcasters increased by 107% year-over-year in the second quarter. Our live broadcasting MAUs penetration rate continued to grow, and MPUs for live broadcasting increased by nearly 70% year-over-year. At the same time, we improved the live broadcasting's gross margin by optimizing revenue sharing plans. Premium memberships for the second quarter reached 21 million, up 19% year-over-year. The majority of our users continue to be annual or auto-renewal subscribers. Looking at our advertising services, revenues from this segment reached RMB 1.16 billion, an increase of 10% year-over-year. Despite the micro headwinds, our top 5 verticals in the second quarter were games, digital and 3C products, skincare and cosmetics, e-commerce, and food and beverage. Optimizing our product offerings and conversion efficiency remain our strategy for our ad business. In the second quarter, we continue to dedicate our resources to expand our advertising scenarios with diverse products and improved conversion modules. We also executed our integrated marketing campaigns as selling strategy to realize more cross-selling opportunities. The story mode ads we launched in April have also been welcomed by our advertisers. Lastly, on games business, net revenues was RMB 1.05 billion in the second quarter. The lack of supply for new game content in the domestic market was the main challenge in the first half of the year. As the domestic game approval process returns to normal, we look forward to seeing the approval for imported titles. Nevertheless, our game strategy remains focused on the in-house development and bringing exciting, high-quality games to both domestic and international markets. In the second quarter, our self-development game revenues contributed around 5% of total game revenue, mainly thanks to our successful launch of Archery Gale in many countries and regions. As for our pipeline, domestically, we are actively applying for game licenses and have 4 titles approved for release. 6 games in our pipeline, including 2 self-development titles, are ready to hit overseas market in the second half of the year. As a 13-year-old company, our user numbers and the revenues are still seeing robust growth, and we foresee a long runway of growth in this future. Our attention and the resources are focused on improving both our top line and bottom line. With this in mind, we plan to further enhance our operational efficiency, tighten spending, and strengthen our execution. We are committed to improving our gross margin and narrowing our operating loss in the second half of the year. This concludes Mr. Chen's remarks. I will now to provide a brief overview of our financial results for second quarter of 2022 and the outlook for the third quarter of 2022. Total net revenues for the second quarter was RMB 4.91 billion, up 9% from the same period of 2021. Our total net revenue breakdown by revenue stream was approximately 21% mobile games, 43% VAS, 24% advertising, and 12% e-commerce and other business. Cost of revenues increased by 19% year-over-year to RMB 4.2 billion. Revenue sharing cost, a key component of cost revenues, was RMB 2.1 billion, representing an 18% increase from the same period in 2021. Server and bandwidth cost, as part of a relatively fixed cost component, decreased 9% quarter-over-quarter. Server and bandwidth cost per video views decreased 37% year-over-year, demonstrating the impact of ongoing efforts and the progress in cost savings. Our gross profit in the second quarter was RMB 738 million, and our gross profit margin was 15%. We are actively tightening our cost control measures and improving our operating efficiency. We expect our gross profit margin will start to recover beginning this quarter. Total operating expenses was RMB 2.9 billion, up 17% from the same period in 2021. Sales and marketing expenses was RMB 1.2 billion, representing a 16% decrease year-over-year. Sales and marketing expenses as a percentage of total revenue were 24%, down from 31% in the same period last year. The year-over-year decrease was primarily attributed to decreased promotional expenses for mobile games as well as lowered user acquisition costs. G&A expenses was RMB 626 million, representing a 44% increase year-over-year. The increase was primarily due to increased headcount in G&A personnel, higher rental expenses, and the non-recurring expenses related to optimizing our organizational structure. R&D expenses was RMB 1.1 billion, representing a 68% increase year-over-year. The increase was primarily due to increased headcount in research and development, increased share-based compensation expenses, and non-recurring expenses related to adjustment of certain game projects. Net loss and adjusted net loss was RMB 2.0 billion and RMB 1.96 billion for the second quarter of 2022, respectively. Turning to our capital allocation and the liability management. In aggregate, we repurchased a total 2.6 million ADS for a total cost of $53.6 million at the end of June 30, 2022. In addition, we repurchased a total of $275 million 2026 notes for a total cost of $198 million, with total future cash saving of $84 million at the end of June 30, 2022. And as of June 30, 2022, we had cash or cash equivalent, time deposits, and short-term investments of RMB 24.9 billion, compared with RMB 13.2 billion as of December 31, 2021. As for our intent to convert to a dual primary listing on the main board of Hong Kong Stock Exchange with respect to the proposed conversion, we successfully obtained all necessary shareholders' approval at our company's annual general meeting, which was held on June 30, 2022. The Hong Kong Exchange has also acknowledged our application, setting October 3, 2022 as the proposed effective date. Our endeavor will expand our access to a wider investor base, and we expect to concurrently maintain our listing status on Nasdaq. With that in mind, we are currently projecting net revenues for the third quarter of 2022 to be between RMB 5.6 billion and RMB 5.8 billion. Thank you for your attention. We would now like to open the call to your questions. Operator, please go ahead.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. To ask a question, please press star 11 on your telephone keypad. For the benefit of all participants in today's call, if you wish to ask your question to management in Chinese, please immediately repeat your question in English. Please limit your questions to one at a time. If you wish to have follow-up questions, please rejoin the queue. Once again, if you wish to ask a question, please press star 11 on your telephone keypad. Our first question comes from the line of Lei Zhang from Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Please ask your question, Lei.
Hi， 管理层晚上好啊，谢谢接受我的提问。我主要是想问一下那个成本费用跟 margin 方面的问题。有看到上半年我们其实还是做了一些降本增效的举措，尤其是市场营销费用这方面控制的还不错。想看一下其他的成本和费用项是不是有继续改善的空间，还有我们如何看我们整体的毛利率和未来利润率的趋势。谢谢，我自己翻译一下。Thanks management for taking my question. My question is mainly on the margin profile. We noticed that we have taken some cost control measures in first half, especially on sales and marketing expenses. So do we see any room in other cost items, and how should we see our gross margin and net profit margin trend in second half? Thank you.
对，我首先也说一下，就是我们对于那个就是降本增效的一个理解吧，就是我认为降本增效的重点并不仅是降本我认为更重要的是增效。就是所谓的增效呢，就是我们把钱花对地方，然后更聪明的花钱，然后让花钱更有效率。
Let me share some of my thought about cost control and efficiency improvement. We believe this slogan is not just about cost control. It's not about not to spend money, but spend our money more wisely, spend money on the right places.
对，因为现在的宏观的大环境，就包括疫情啊，就是都让这个就是公司面临的外界环境极具挑战吧。所以的话，我在公司内部特别强调聚焦，就是聚焦呢，就是做更少的事，做重要的事，要做就把事情做深做透。如果非核心的事儿能不做就不要做。
Under the current extremely challenging macro environment and the COVID impact is causing business everywhere a very challenging environment, and I have been telling our employees our business under this environment needs to be more focused. Focus means that we need to allocate our best resource to our core business to be exceedingly good at our core. And if it's non-core, we should put less effort and focus on what matters the most.
对，什么是 B 站的核心的工作呢？我认为首先是视频，然后的话就是增长包括用户增长和营收增长。
What's our core? Video and growth. And the growth is not just about user growth, but also our top line growth.
对，所以的话就是，我在今年上半年应该非常的关注，把资源和钱都花在这几个核心的工作上，就是包括视频，包括用户增长，包括营收增长。
So in the first half of this year, we have been allocating all of our resources, including our capital, into the areas that is our core, that is our video business, user growth, in areas that can help us to expand our top line.
对，虽然现在就是整个外界的大环境非常的有挑战，但是我仍然在内部强调，就是增长仍然是 B 站最重要的工作。
Even though it's a challenging macro environment, but I'm still emphasizing in the importance of growth within the company, because growth, we believe, this is the most important priority within our community.
B 站是一个非常典型的互联网平台型的经济，而这一种模式的特点就是它所有的价值都来自于用户的价值。
Bilibili runs a very typical internet platform business. The value of our platform really comes from the value of our users.
我们非常重视在用户增长上的工作，但是的话，上半年也非常重视我们要提升用户增长的效率，我们要降低用户获取的成本。
We value the user growth, but we are also emphasizing on improving the user growth efficiency and lowering the user growth cost.
我们可以看到，就是我们的 B 站的新用户获取成本是在不断下降的。我们第二季度的市场费用同比下降了 16%， 占收入的比例也从去年的 31% 下降到了 24%， 这应该是一个非常有效的工作结果。
As you can see, we have achieved new user acquisition costs continue to decrease, and our sales and marketing expense decreased by 16% year over year in the second quarter. And sales and marketing expense as a percentage of revenue came down from 31% same period last year to 24% in the second quarter.
而且我们可以看到，在这个用户获取成本下降的同时，我们的用户的留存率、活跃度是在不断上升的。
And also at the same time as our costs go down, our user engagement, our user retention has continued to improve.
这个提高花钱的效率，其实还体现在就是我们用技术的手段去优化技术资源的配置，就是利用在技术基建上的一些改良，去改善成本，去节约成本。
And improving the efficiency also goes with the technology side. In this quarter, we have optimized the allocation of our technical resources and unified investment in technology infrastructure and concentrated our resource on solving key problems.
对，我举一个例子吧，就是我们可以看到我们 Q2 的 DAU 同比增长是 33%， 然后我们的 VV 同比增长是 83%， 而且大家知道，就是 B 站的视频的清晰度一直是越来越高的。在这样的一个情况下，我们通过优化技术，我们单 VV 的带宽成本其实是下降了 37%。
For example, in the second quarter, our DAU grew 33% year over year. Our video views grew 83% year over year. As you may aware, the resolution of our videos is become more and more premier, and we are using everything we can, and on the technology side, improving the algorithm resulted in the unit VV cost came down by 37% year over year.
就是我的一个预测是在今年 DAU 大幅上涨，同时我们用户时长也在上涨的同时，我们今年在这种 IT 的这种技术投入，比如说像带宽啊、服务器方面的这个整体的投入，并不会比去年多。这个其实就是我们在通过技术来去优化成本，实现降本增效的一个例子。
I'm expecting for this year, as our DAU grew significantly and our time spent also grew simultaneously, our total investment, the server and bandwidth cost, the overall expense will not be exceeding what we spent last year. This is a perfect example how we use technology to improve efficiency.
对，我觉得具体的像成本、费用还有毛利的问题，就让 Sam 来回答。
Okay, I will take the question about the gross profit trend. We believe our Q2 result has already reflected the impact of the COVID lockdowns, and we estimate our revenue will regain a sequential growth momentum in the second half of this year, in Q3 and Q4. So our gross margin will gradually improve to around, like, let's say 20% in Q4. And we will continue to adopt strict expense control measures as mentioned by Chairman Chen. At the same time, so we expect our non-GAAP net loss ratio will also narrow down from around like 40% in Q2 to around 30% in Q4.
Right, thank you. Our next question comes from the line of Daniel Chen from JP Morgan. Daniel, please ask your question.
谢谢管理层给我机会问问题啊。我的问题主要是这个用户这块，就这个季度其实公司的 MAU 第一次突破这个3亿啊，比较强。然后我们也看到就是2季度的整体的日活、月活还有用户的时长增长都很不错，就特别是这个日活的增速是超过月活的。请问一下这个背后的驱动原因是什么？然后我们怎么看今年下半年和明年的这个日活、月活的用户的这个增长情况啊？谢谢。I will translate myself. So my question is on the user side. Bili's MAU has surpassed over 300 million this quarter, and we also noticed that in the second quarter, the DAU actually outgrows MAU, and the average time spent per user also grow quite nicely. So I was wondering what's the driver behind, and also what's management's expectation for the DAU and MAU matrix for the second half and also in 2023. Thank you.
我这主要讲3点吧。第一点的话，就是我讲一下就支撑 B 站用户增长的基本面。过去的1年大家都知道，就是外界的环境应该是巨变吧，但是呢，其实 B 站的基本面没有受到任何的影响。
I'll share 3 points. As you may all aware, there has been a significant change of macro environment globally. However, we think the fundamentals of Bilibili remain unchanged. Here are 3 points that's supporting our growth.
对，我觉得第一呢是我认为视频化是席卷全球的浪潮，至少还会持续3年。我认为这一点会让 B 站的增长也会不仅是今年会持续，明年后年也会持续。
Visualization, for start, is a global phenomenon, and we think the visualization movement will continue for 3 years at least, and this will also support Bilibili's growth, not for just 1 year to 2 years, 3 years. This will continue to support us.
第二呢，是我认为年轻一代是需要属于他们的文化和娱乐内容的。我们有一半的用户是25岁以下的用户，就是为什么这么多年轻人都喜欢 B 站，是因为年轻一代需要属于他们的内容。
The second thing is the young generation needs their own cultural and entertainment content. We have half of our users are below 25 years old. Why they're using Bilibili? Because we are providing their own cultural and content product.
第三呢，我认为就是消费升级还是现在社会上的一个大的趋势，而内容消费是消费升级的重要的一环。就是 Z 世代的年轻人，他们更愿意把自己的钱投入到精神和文化的消费中去。
Their point is the consumption upgrade is still the largest driving force within the consumption sector, and the content consumption will be a major part of it. The Z generation, the Z plus generation, are more willing to spend their money into spiritual and cultural products, cultural consumption.
对，所以我觉得 B 站它其实是它还是一个风口型的一个业务，所以的话就是我觉得这个是我们就是持续增长的这个基本面。
I believe Bilibili is on the front line of this movement. That's why this 3 points is supporting our continued sustainable growth in the future.
对，刚才你说关注到我们的这个 DAU 的那个增速是超过 MAU 的，确实就是这个季度和上个季度我们的 DAU 的这个增速都超过了 MAU， 因为我们在今年非常强调 这个增长的一个质量，就是刚才我提到的这个就是降本增效，提高花钱的这个效率，这个其实也是这一点。
As you mentioned, indeed, for the past 2 quarters, our DAU growth rate has outpaced the MAU growth rate. That's because we have keep emphasizing that we will focus on the quality of the growth, which means the DAU and engagement level time spent.
对，我们不仅是 DAU 的增速超过了 MAU， 而且的话就是我们每日的活跃时长，其实我们可以看到它也是在逐步的递增，而且我们可以看到我们的日均播放数和互动的这个增长，甚至是超过 DAU 的，所以的话就是它确实是一个很健康的一个模型，那就是互动超过了 VV 超过了 DAU 超过了 MAU。
And not only our DAU has surpassed the MAU growth rate, our daily user time spent has also improved sequential year over year for many quarters. And our daily video views grow over 80%, and our user engagement, multi-user engagement numbers has also grown significantly. So this is a very healthy model that the video views and engagement outpace the DAU, and the DAU itself outpace the MAU, means this community has become more sticky and engaged.
对，能够做到这样的一个高质量健康增长的模型，除了刚才我所说的，就是我们更重视就是提高这个花钱的这个质量之外，我认为就是我们内在的一个原因，还是我们内容生态驱动的这个模型它本身就是一个更健康的一个增长模型。
On top of spending our money more wisely, we believe that our business model, which is the content ecosystem driven business model, is more healthy.
对，我们的各种内容品类的发展都非常的健康，就是我们过去就是大家都非常喜爱的那些品类，就无论是包括像动画美食音乐这些品类，就是他们的增长是依然非常的快速和健康。同时的话，就是很多新的品类还在不断的扩张，就是这样的话，就是它能够不断的出很多新的好的创作者，也能够不断的出新的好的作品，甚至是很多现象级的作品。比如说像二舅的一个传播，它就是我们就是经常能够出现象级的作品的一个例子。
As for our content categories, it has been very healthy across different verticals. Our traditionally strong anime, music, food, it's growing very healthily. We are also witnessing a lot of new category expansion. Because we have such healthy ecosystem, you can continuously discover new content creator, very high quality content, and we have many new titles went viral. For example, the phenomenal Second Uncle PUGV has been a perfect example of how Bilibili can continuously create high quality content, and you can Uncle PUGV has been a perfect example of how Bilibili can continuously create high quality content, and you can discover very talented content creator on our community.
而且呢，就是我认为我们过去一直强调的多品类的这样的一个发展策略，它其实也是为这个健康增长也是起到了一个很好的一个作用。就是我们可以看到，就是就是我们现在 PUGV 我们的直播，我们的 OGV， 包括我们的 Story 它都是在很快的在增长这个其实也是我们不断的是在填充用户更多的新的场景。
And secondly is our multi-scenario, multi-content category approach is also helping us to grow healthily. As you may see from our platform, the PUGV live broadcasting, OGV, and even a newly emerged story mode, they are all growing very nicely, and we are actively supplementing those video scenarios that's helping our user become more engaged.
最后的话就是我还是要提出，就是我们是有信心达到我们过去所说的2023年4亿 MAU 的目标的。而且呢，就是我们完成这个目标的方式并不是交作业大家可以看到，就是事实上我们对 DAU 的重视程度是高于 MAU 的我们的这个工作肯定是以确保健康的一个前提下来实现我们的用户增长。
Here I wanted to re-emphasize our MAU target to achieve 400 million by end of next year, and we won't be achieving this number just for the sake of achieving a number, but we will be more focused on the quality of the user growth. As you can see, we're putting more emphasis on the DAU growth. We wanted to achieve a healthy and sustainable growth going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Brian Gong from Citi. Please ask your question, Brian.
晚上好，谢谢管理层接受我的提问。我的问题是关于 Story Mode 这边最新的进展。我们也是看到 Story Mode viewership 增长的非常强劲，想请问一下管理层对 Story Mode 的定位和战略是怎么样的，以及目前各方面的推进如何，包括商业化这一边。谢谢。I will translate myself. Good evening. Thanks management for taking my question. My question is regarding the progress on Story Mode. The viewership has shown strong growth. Can management give more colors on the positioning and the strategy of the Story Mode, and how is the progress on the Story Mode, like its ecosystem and the commercialization? Thank you.
对，我回答一下关于 Story Mode 的问题吧。因为在过去2个季度，我发现大家都比较关注 Story Mode， 因为它的这个增长的一个数字很亮眼。然后，但我这儿还是要强调，这个增长的数字的前提是因为我们 Story Mode 是从无到有所以的话就是它看起来它的那个数字确实很大。但是呢，我们如果看整体的一个数字，我们会发现它其实是在我们整体增长的情况下，它创造了一个新的增长的一个增量，就是我们的 VV 整体的同比增长是 83%， 然后我们原有的 PUGV 的 VV 的同比增长是 53%， 然后所以的话就剩下的那一部分它是一个 Story Mode 的一个 VV 的一个增长这一部分 VV 增长看起来数很大 400%， 但是呢因为它是一个全新的增量，所以它看起来是很大的。其实我们整体的这个 VV 的增长也挺大。
For the past 2 quarters, we've seen a lot of attention being placed on the Story Mode. Indeed, we have delivered a very outstanding result of how its Story Mode expanding its traffic. And the reason why behind that is partially because this is from zero. We're growing this from zero. However, I wanted to emphasize here is that our overall traffic is also growing very significantly. And Story Mode is the incremental traffic add on to our total traffic. For example, if you look at the total VV, we grow by 83% year over year. And the PUGV video views also grow over 50% year over year. Our Story Mode grew 400% from a very low base. But just wanted to emphasize this is indeed a very nice incremental traffic growth to our ecosystem, but don't forget our overall traffic is also growing very nicely.
对，其实 Story Mode 它是我们就是过去一直强调的多场景多品类的一个策略的一个体现。 事实上 B 站的视频它是一个完整的内容生态，它是以 PUGV 为主，然后我们的直播，我们的 story 包括我们在大屏上看的这个场景这些的，它都是我们的那个 PUGV 的内容生态的一个自然的一个延伸，然后他们起到的一个作用都是就是在原有 PUGV 生态的基础上，要么是占用用户新的场景要么呢是原来的 UP 主和用户能够那个有一个新的一个互动形式。
Here, we always talk about the strategy of going multi-scenario, multi-content category, and story mode is a representation of that strategy. And Bilibili's video ecosystem is a comprehensive, full-body, well-rounded content ecosystem that centers around PUGV. And along with live broadcasting, story, and our smart TV application, all of that is a natural extension of our original PUGV ecosystem, whether it's adding a new scenario for users fragmented time or allowing the original content creator to become live broadcasters. This comes from the original PUGV ecosystem.
就是 story 它确实对原有的 B 站的内容生态它是创造了一个重要的一个补充，那就是它满足了用户碎片化的时间的这种内容消费的一个需求。因为在用户碎片化时间的时候 story 这种方式它是能够非常高效的去满足用户，我就想是看1分钟2分钟的这个那个时间看视频打发一下这样的需求，但是也许这样的那个场景在一天里面可能有10次，它加起来是一个很长的时间。我认为 story 它是满足了这个场景的一个需求。
As for the story mode, we believe it's a very important supplement to our original content ecosystem. This product satisfies users on-the-go entertainment needs for their fragmented time and satisfies users' kill time need for a 1 or 2 minute video. Probably there's 10 times of that needs will come up during a day, and combined together, it will be a certain longer period of time.
而且的话，它尤其是对于我们的一些低活用户，就原来的一些低活用户，它是起到了一个很有效的一个促进活跃的一个作用。因为可能原来的一些低活用户，他也许是觉得 B 站的这个视频这个长度太长了，或者说是那个 B 站的视频它有一些这个审美的一些门槛等等的。但是有了 Story Mode 这种方式的话，就是它能够更有利于它切入到我们的这样的一个内容生态，它变成了一个对于这些低活用户很好的拉活以及拉他们进阶的这么一个作用。
And more importantly, we believe the story mode has been very beneficial for us to improve the engagement level of those users that are less active. Some of them might think some of the video on Bilibili is too long or is more difficult to comprehend. The launch of story mode is helping them to quickly adapt into the Bilibili community, to help them understand, to get them a quick start to blend into our community.
对，而且的话，不仅对于用户，它对于我们的这个新的 UP 主以及于这种低粉 UP 主的涨粉，它也能够起到一个拉动的一个作用。可能过去我们的 UP 主，新的 UP 主，他要涨粉，他就只能去磕一个又一个的，就是比较大部头的视频。但是现在呢，它除了像原来这种就是死磕大部头的这种方式，它还能够去发一些比较轻的一些视频，然后这些视频积沙成塔来帮助他在一开始低粉的时候涨粉。这个对于 UP 主来说，它是一个增加了的选择，这个对低粉的 UP 主也是更友好的。
Additionally, story mode has been very beneficial to the newly joined content creator or the content creator with fewer followers. In the past, for them to grow their followers, they have to spend a lot of time to create high quality, longer period of PUGV. Now we're providing there a new option to create a lighter, shorter creation. And this smaller creation comes together will help them to grow their followers more quickly.
而且的话，就是这个场景它也为更多的原本就擅长去创作这种竖屏视频的这种 UP 主给了他们更多的一个机会。所以我们可以看到，就是我们在 Q2 60%的新增100万粉的 UP 主，他是受益于 Story Mode 的。也就是说 Story Mode 它把 UP 主的这个上升的路径扩宽了。
We are also noticing that this launch of Story Mode is helping those content creators who originally are good at creating short form videos, are providing them additional opportunity to grow and expand their influence on Bilibili. In the second quarter, we've noticed that the number of content creators who achieved 1 million followers, 60% of them were benefit from the traffic growth of Story Mode.
对，最后我还想强调的就是 Story Mode 它尽管它是一个竖屏的一个视频，但是它在里面就是我们在里面看到的，它也是一眼就能够看出是 B 站特色的高质量的一个视频。我们其实对这个内容生态的一个培育，以及在这个 Story Mode 里面的这个算法推荐逻辑，跟我们原有的 PUGV 是完全一致的。我们强调内容质量，强调用户的正反馈。
Lastly, I wanted to emphasize that even though it's a shorter vertical video, but if you browse through the content, you can tell immediately this is Bilibili featured high quality video. The algorithm, the recommendation system behind the Story Mode is identical to the PUGV algorithms. We put same amount of weighting and emphasis on the content quality and users' positive feedback towards the content.
对，所以我们可以关注到，就是 Story Mode 它占的这个点赞的比例是比它占我们 VV 的比例要高的。这个其实就说明了，就是用户对于 Story Mode 里面的视频的这个质量是认可的。而且我认为的话，就是那个未来的话，就是一定会出这种 B 站的这种竖屏的爆款，以及出 B 站原生的典型的这种 Story Mode 的 UP 主其实现在已经有这样的那个案例了，比如说像山城小栗旬这样的那个 UP 主，他就是很有这个 B 站的这个竖屏视频的这种特点我认为这样的 UP 主未来会越来越多。
And additionally, our users are very inclined to engage within the Story Mode. From the data shows that the user who cast likes in the Story Mode has been significantly higher than the Story Mode as total percentage of revenue. That means that our users are recognizing the quality of the Story Mode videos. I believe in the future they will be definitely very typical and very popular Story Mode video born and went viral in the space. And there will also be original Bilibili Story Mode video content creator emerging. And we are already noticing that, for example, the content creator named Shanchen Xiaolixun would be a perfect example for the Story Mode typical high quality content creator. The next question, please.
Thank you. Next question comes from Xueqing Zhang from CICC. Please ask your question, Xueqing.
谢谢管理层接受我提问。我的问题是关于广告的。那我们想了解，在宏观环境偏弱而且疫情反复的大环境下，我们广告业务的应对方式是什么？然后管理层怎么看待下半年广告业务的一个趋势？然后也跟进一下刚刚关于 Story Mode 的问题，就是想了解我们4月以来广告商业化在 Story Mode 这块的一个进展。And I will translate myself. Thanks management for taking my question, and my question is related to advertising. Given the macro headwinds and the resurgence of COVID-19, what measures do we take to make the advertising business grow, and how does management think about the trend of the advertising business in the second half of the year? Also a follow-up question on Story Mode. We have launched advertising commercialization in Story Mode since April, so could you share more details about it? Thank you.
确实在全球宏观经济变化跟疫情还是反复影响了这个广告行业的。其实广告行业我觉得存在这个影响，短期其实还是挺显著的，但判断在未来1到2年之内，中长期还是会有持续性的影响。广告主在这段时间的预算很明显是萎缩的，就投放也会更谨慎。就新兴行业其实在这个阶段的发展也比以往会更困难了。这些其实都是我们比较知道的客观现状。就这个时候的话，在我们看来，用户价值高的以及转化效率高的平台的优势其实会更明显。就无论如何，它肯定会比2021年前都会更艰难一些。
A combination of global macroeconomic challenges and repeated COVID outbreaks in China are not only causing significant impact on our advertising industry in the short term, but also will be a lasting impact in the next 1 to 2 years. We've noticed that the ad budgeting is shrinking. Advertisers are become more conscious when thinking about investing in brand advertising. And emerging industries are also struggling. So all of these factors are actually the status quo. At the same time, we've also noticed that the platform with high user value and high conversion efficiencies will stand out. However, it will still be tougher to do business, especially in ad business, if we're comparing to 2021 or prior years.
就在这个大环境基础上的话，就 Q2 B 站的广告收入是11.6亿嘛，同比增长10%，属于市场上比较少数在广告收入能实现同比增长的同时，也实现市占率增长的平台。
Within this challenging macro environment for Bilibili's ad business in the second quarter, we grow our business 10% year over year. We are one of very few names that achieved year-on-year growth in the advertising sector and also achieved market share gain.
那我们会怎么应对怎么做呢？就是第一点的话，其实比较关键，我们相信有危机的时候就会有变局。就是为了应对外部短期的影响，包括可能长期存在的机会吧。我们内部在 Q3 提出了未来3年的核心战略，就是以增长为中心，坚持社区优先，生态跟商业双驱动。其实第一次把商业化和生态、社区生态提到了一样的位置。
What we'll do to cope with this change? We believe in every crisis lies great opportunity. In cope of the current challenges and opportunities, we raised our strategy for the next 3 years, which is growth-centered, community prioritized, and content ecosystem plus commercialization dual engine powered. This is the first time we're putting commercialization and community ecosystem at an equally important position.
在组织上的话，我们把点播跟直播的整个组织体系彻底的融合，为了实现点直一体化， 这个过程也保证了为广告渗透多场景实现了闭环。接着同时的话，其实我也把这个商业广告体系跟生态体系进行了进一步的打通。就大概的逻辑就是商业体系我们在建立了2个中台跟2个业务结构。
We have completely integrated the live broadcasting and video community on an organizational structure level and achieved live broadcasting plus video all in one structure. This helped us to create a closed loop ad in multi-scenarios. At the same time, we further integrate our commercialization system with our content ecosystem. Namely, we created 2 middle platforms plus 2 business center structure.
其中一个就是公司的这个商业化的中台，它的目标是持续提升流量货币化的效率，是广告业务的基础建设了，同时也会为内部多个收入业务进行赋能。另外一个中台呢，是公司的一个小中台，主要提供 UP 主的收入策略以及服务，主要是提升 UP 主在赚钱的同时有更好的体验。那2个业务包括什么呢？就包括大家熟悉的花火，包括大家平常也熟悉的所谓的带货。以上的调整呢，是保证了商业化团队在思考上跟执行上都可以把社区生态、用户增长跟商业增长形成一个正循环，就是零障碍的过程，其实还是才能真正的在未来的时间内成为相互的驱动力。
The 2 middle platforms, 2 business center. One is a large middle platform serving all commercialization efforts with a goal of improving traffic-linked monetization efficiency. This will be the infrastructure of our ad business and will also empower many income business segments. Another one is a smaller middle platform. Its main purpose is to serve and help our content creator to increase their earning power and improve their overall earning experience. And the 2 products will be investors familiar Sparkle ad platform and the live video e-commerce product. And above mentioned adjustment will help our team bond together on a strategic thinking and execution level to create a barrier-free, self-reinforcing, and a positive cycle that stimulates our content ecosystem, user growth, and business growth.
第2点的话，下半年我们商业广告的打法也会有进一步的迭代吧。其中我们坚定不变的是2点。第一点呢是重视基础建设，我们会继续加强算法跟数据的建设，优化不同场景的变现，让我们的整个产品能更好的提升效率。同时的话，也会在数据建设的基础上建立更营销科学的相关的体系。我觉得这是我们不变的第1点吧。接着不变的第2点呢，就是行业一定要继续垂直化，包括游戏、电商、快消、汽车等等，我们要寻找深度跟生态结合的这种方案吧。KA 跟行业的预算能吸进吸啊。
Our advertising methods will be further iterated in the second half of this year, but the 2 following things will remain unchanged. One is focused on the infrastructure, strengthen the construction of our algorithm and data power, optimize the realization of different scenarios, and help improve the efficiency of our products. We'll also look to build a scientific marketing system that based on data construction. And the second thing remain unchanged is to provide a well-rounded one-stop solutions for industry verticals such as games, e-commerce, FMCG, and automotive industries, and etc. So that the key accounts and different industry budgets we can fully absorb.
从阶段性的结果看这个趋势吧，所以 Q3 由于我们广告效率持续提升，以及经济的部分的回暖吧，就包括我们整合营销方案的迭代，预估流水能实现同比增长20%左右。接着第二个呢，下半年的品牌预算虽然受到宏观经济的较大的不确定性吧，但是来自于刚才也提到的这个 story， 包括我们的生态多场景的融合也会带来一定的增量，包括转化型的广告也会获得新的广告预算。
To see the trend for the second half revenue trajectories, we do expect that the overall app grossing will grow about 20% year over year in the third quarter, thanks to the ad efficiency improvement and the iteration of our integrated marketing solutions. And for the second half of this year, we do notice that the budget from brand advertisers remain largely uncertain due to the macro environment. However, our multi-scenario ad approaches, including the story mode ad, transaction-based ads, will help us to gain new market share.
第三的话，其中可以在 Q3 我们可以有一个新的进展，就是我们把 B 站的生态对行业的合作伙伴进一步的进行了深度开放。现在呢，已经跟淘宝、天猫、包括京东、拼多多等电商平台也达成了初步的合作，就积极的尝试在 B 站上进行原生广告，就是 UP 主的广告的种草，在我们提供产品模型进行交易转化等尝试。就未来的话呢，我们也会积极跟所有的品牌方以及生活消费等平台跟伙伴展成不同层面的生态合作吧。就这个好处就是短期我们可以结合花火、story、起飞等产品，能直接实现广告收入的增长。但是呢，其实我们会更看重的是中长期会持续提升B 站生态的商业氛围以及用户的消费浓度，就让整个生态里面除了我们的内容消费越来越繁荣，我们的商业消费也会越来越繁荣。我们还是比较有信心从中长期跟合作伙伴跟 UP 主实现多赢的局面。
In Q3, we are looking to further open our ecosystem with our industry partners. We have already established initial partnerships with e-commerce platforms like Taobao, Tmall, Jingdong, Pinduoduo, and will make active trial in models like making sales recommendation in our native ads and conduct transaction execution. Going forward, we'll also conduct various collaboration with brand advertisers and consumer goods players. In the short term, we believe we can achieve revenue growth driven by products like Sparkle Story and Project Takeoff. In the mid to longer term, the above mentioned collaboration will help us to establish a commercial environment and build user consumption behavior. We believe this can help us to create ever-growing commercialization environment within our ever-growing content ecosystem.
第四个，从行业上看的话，其实 B 站在 Q3 就继续保持了在游戏、3C 数码，包括食品饮料、美容美妆等行业的优势吧。我们也看到上半年其实其中手游、汽车、数码表现其实是尤为突出的，手游同比增长有 89% 吧，汽车同比增长也超过了 110%。
From an industry perspective, we will remain our edge in leading verticals such as games, 3C, and digital products, food and beverage, skincare, and cosmetics, among which we believe we have stand out in the mobile games, automotive, and digital products. We've seen that in the first half of this year, our mobile games ad revenue from mobile game sector grow near 90% year over year, and ad revenue from automotive industry grow over 110% year-over-year.
刚才提到的 Story 虽然它是一个新增很快的场景，同时肯定会给我们带来这个广告新的收益，同时它的 eCPM 确实也比其他的同类型的广告 eCPM 要高。但是如果从更长远的，从2023年到2025年去看 B 站的广告收入的增长以及天花板的话，其实我们还是认为核心还是得看我们是否能成功打造出生态化、标准化以及工业化的整合营销方案，可能会更合适一些。
You mentioned about the story mode. Indeed, it's a new ad scenario and it's incremental traffic growth for our company. And we've also witnessed that the eCPM for story mode ads is also much higher compared to the traditional text and picture-based ads. This will help us to grow our advertising revenue in the short term. But if we look at a longer period of time from 2023 to 2025, the ad business growth will largely depend on our ability to build a well-rounded ecosystem that's ecosystem-based, industrialized, integrated marketing solution.
在未来经济环境还是持续不稳定的情况下，我还是希望 B 站的广告收入可以增长，如我们的社区跟用户增长一样健康的持续。我们也有信心跟我们的客户跟合作伙伴一起去实现中长期的共赢吧。谢谢。
Under the current challenging macro environment, we still hope and believe our ad revenue growth can be as healthy and as sustainable as our user and community growth. We are also confident to deliver and achieve win-win situation with our business partners. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And that concludes the question and answer session. I'll now like to turn the conference back to management for any additional or closing comments.
Thank you once again for joining us today. If you have further questions, please contact me, Juliet Yang, Bilibili Executive IR Director, or TPG Investor Relations. Our contact information for IR both in China and in the US can be found in today's press release. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. This concludes today's conference call. Thank you for participating. You may now disconnect.